The St. Louis Blues continued their home skid against the Montreal Canadiens tonight as they look to extend their win streak to 7 straight games. We're going to talk about that here on our Blues pregame show, part of STL Sports. Good afternoon, Blues fans. We're here to talk about tonight's Blues Canadiens game. Big game for both teams, non-conference game, non-divisional game. That's very important for both these two teams as they continue to fight and grind for that wild card spot, as the Blues now sit 4 points behind the Minnesota Wild for the first overall wild card spot in the Western Conference. The Canadiens are also fighting for a wild card spot right now as well. In the Eastern Conference, two of the hottest teams, two of the best playing teams since the Four Nations tournament over the last couple of weeks. So it's been this game should be a good one. We should expect a fun one tonight. Is again the best win percentage by both these teams since the Four Nations break. The Blues are .813, where the Montreal Canadiens are .769. So a very important game for both of these teams. It's a nice points grab. As I mentioned already, the Blues now sit 4 points behind the Minnesota Wild for that first overall wild card spot, which could be interesting to see where they'd end up. I don't know if we'd rather play the Winnipeg Jets or if we'd rather want to play the we'd want to play the Vegas Golden Knights. Could be a whole situation. We don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen when it comes to that. But this game tonight is very important for the St. Louis Blues as we get started. So what we're looking at tonight, it is their final of a 4-game homestand. As they've won now 6 straight in a row. The Montreal Canadiens come into this game on a 2-game losing streak. It should be a very interesting, again, very good game, very important game for the St. Louis Blues. It's the second and final time these two teams are going to meet. The last time they met, the Canadiens and Blues won this game 5-2, or they beat the Canadiens 5-2 up in Montreal. So we'll see what happens. Again, see what happens tonight's game. Should be a good one. Now, as I mentioned, the Blues come into this one winning 6 straight games. Over the weekend, they had back-to-backs against Nashville and against the Chicago Blackhawks, where they took care of both of those big division games that they needed to win at this point of the season. And those 2 games right there, extremely, extremely important for the St. Louis Blues because they're 2 teams that they should have beat pretty easily throughout the season. I don't think they've lost to either 2 teams, Nashville or Chicago, this season, which is a positive. If you look at last season when they had troubles beating, those type of teams, the Chicagos, the San Jose's last year. This year, complete opposite, which is why they're in the position they're in now, which is great. Look ahead to this one right now between the Blues and Canadiens. Should be a good game. We'll just put it that way. It should be a good game. Looking forward to this one. In the last 10 games, the Blues are 8-1-1, winners of 6 straight. Now have the 17th ranked power play in the NHL. The penalty kill is still on the lower end, 28%, 72.6. Montreal's power play or penalty kill is ranked 12th, 80.7%. So might have a little tougher time on the power play tonight. But just gonna have to roll with the tide, see what happens for this Blues team. Now they are still without Pavel Buchnevich, who is they say he's injured in some way somehow. Don't quite know. I don't want to say they're being secretive about it, but they're keeping things on the down low of what his true injury is. So hopefully he'll be back soon as well. But on a positive side, Colton Parayko did skate again this morning with the team. So that's a good sign that he'll be back sooner than later for this Blues team as we head down to the final, 11 games of the season. So we'll see how much longer Parayko is going to be out and how long Buchnevich is going to be out. It's day to day. Imagine it's probably concussion related. I don't want to assume that, but to me, everything points that direction. So we'll see. With it being day to day, hopefully we can get Buchnevich back sooner than later. He can add more to this team. As they get closer to the playoffs. For your lineups tonight, though, for tonight's Blues Canadiens game, on the first line, you're going to have Neighbors, Thomas, and Bolduc. Bolduc's moved up to that first line, taking Buchnevich's spot for now. Dylan on the second line, you're going to have Dylan Holloway, Braden Shin, Jordan Kyrou. Third line, you're going to have Matthew Joseph, Oscar Sundquist, and Alexander Texier. And the third line is going to be Alexei Toropchenko, Radek Foska, and Nathan Walker, or the WTF line, is what we call it here in St. Louis. On defense, Cam Fowler is now paired up with Nick Leddy. So Nick Leddy is taking the spot of Matthew Kessel, who will be out of this game, or at least a healthy scratch. The second defensive pairing, you're going to see Philip Broberg and Justin Falk. In the third one, you're going to see Ryan Suter and Tyler Tucker, with Jordan Bennington in net tonight for the St. Louis Blues. Now, Oscar Sundquist is back in the lineup as well, which puts Dalibor Dvorsky out of the lineup for tonight's game. Oscar Sundquist and Nick Leddy both missed Sunday's game against Nashville due to maintenance. So just a little bit of a time off base, I guess, basically. So you'll see those two guys back in the lineup tonight. You won't see Dalibor Dvorsky or Matthew Kessel in tonight's lineup for your St. Louis Blues. So other news for your St. Louis Blues. Dylan Holloway was named third star of the NHL this week. So congratulations to Dylan Holloway for getting that accolade for this season. So we'll see what happens tonight as the Blues take on the Montreal Canadiens, starting with puck drop at 7 p.m. You can find this game on Matrix Midwest if you're in the St. Louis area. You can also watch it on Victory Plus for free for tonight's game. So make sure you check out Victory Plus, make that free account, and we will see you on the next thing here at STL Sports. My name is Brandon. Thanks for tuning in for our Blues pregame show, and we'll see you later.